This project is the embodiment of the future of the care delivery system for cancer patients.
Cancer care is not about just treating the patient. It's about helping the patient through this journey.
We need to do something about cancer research.
There won't be many places around the country that look like this facility and will offer bench to bedside.
Those advancements in that research, you naturally elevate the level of care.
The pediatric unit is going to be transformational for the children. So they're not thinking about, I'm here for my cancer treatment.
There is something magical about this place.
It's a setting where patients are going to benefit from a multidisciplinary environment where the physicians can all come together.
It's important to be wrapping a blanket around the cancer patient and taking some of that burden off of their shoulders.
We've looked at how light can enter the building. The environment's colors are that of nature. Nature provides healing.
We've made more progress in the last 20 years of cancer research than we had in the prior 200 years.
Please welcome Christopher J. Palladino, President of New Brunswick Development Corporation.
Good afternoon. I've been told that it's not only good luck when your daughter gets married and it rains, but when you open a cancer center. But good afternoon. Welcome to New Brunswick, the Robert Wood Johnson University Hospital campus, the ribbon cutting for the Jack and Sheryl Morris Cancer Center at the Cancer Center, Rutgers Cancer Center, brought to you by the Robert Wood Johnson Barnabas Health System. That's a lot, I know. Just try putting it on a sign. Trust me, we've tried. It seems just like yesterday that we held the groundbreaking for this building. It seems just like yesterday that Barry Ostrowski gave us the green light to start construction. It seems just like yesterday that Chairman Morris came bounding into a meeting, pulled me aside, and said, I just interviewed the next director of the Cancer Institute, Steve Labuti. He's going to be great. And as he walked away, he looked back behind his shoulder just like only Jack could and said, and by the way, I promised him a new big building. It seems like yesterday, and I'm sure that Bob Campbell will agree, that Dr. William Hite, the first director of the New Jersey Cancer Institute of New Jersey, settled into a small office on George Street and went to work on the vision to bring an NCI designated cancer center to the state of New Jersey. That's a lot of yesterdays, but more importantly, the Rutgers Cancer Institute has always been about tomorrows, the tomorrows that have been granted to patients over the last 3 decades, and all the tomorrows that will be granted to patients and their families by the treatment and research conducted at the Jack and Sheryl Morris Cancer Center in the decades to come. The Cancer Institute has had a long list of supporters over the past several decades that support has contributed to the Institute's success, growth, and ability to serve more and more New Jerseyans. We're honored to have many of those people with us today. Governor Chris Christie, Governor DeFrancesco, Senator Smith, Senator Digan, Senator Zwicker, Senator Greenstein, former State Senator Steve Sweeney, Assemblyman Greenwald, New Brunswick's own Assemblyman Kevin Egan, Assemblyman Danielson, Karabinchek, Assemblyman Stanley, Assemblywoman Drulis. We also have Governor Murphy's former Chief of Staff and former U.S. Senator George Helmy, Governor Murphy's current Chief of Staff, Tim Hillman. I always want to call him Fred. Governor Christie's former Chief of Staff and currently the CEO of Cooper University Health, Kevin O'Dowd. Governor McGreevy's former Chief of Staff and current member of the Rutgers Board of Governors, Gary Taffet. Amy Towers, the current chair of the Rutgers Board of Governors, the chair of Cooper University Healthcare, George Norcross, and the commissioner of the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, Kevin McCabe. We thank you all for your support and look forward to your continued support. we're fortunate that the First Lady Tammy Murphy asked her husband to join her here today. Governor and Tammy Murphy are no strangers to New Brunswick's groundbreakings and ribbon cuttings it's been a pretty good 7.5 years. Governor Murphy has been committed to building a stronger and fairer New Jersey. He succeeded by investing in education, research, and innovation with the goal of enhancing the physical and economic well-being of the state of New Jersey and its people. When you include Governor Murphy's other favorite project, the Helix and the Jack Sheryl Morris Cancer Center have created and are creating 4,500 construction jobs with our building trade partners and 3,600 permanent research, clinical, and support positions while expanding medical education and world-class cancer care. We all talk about not wanting to travel out of state for world-class cancer care. Cancer doesn't travel well. Frankly, many people in New Jersey don't even have that choice. Governor Murphy, the Jack and Sheryl Cancer Center will make New Jersey not only stronger, but it is certainly providing access to cancer care which is fairer and more equitable. Ladies and gentlemen, the Governor of New Jersey, Phil Murphy.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you. I didn't see that coming, so thank you, Chris. I echo your comments about rain on a wedding and rain on opening a cancer hospital. Like, this is good luck. To the Helix CEO and DevCo President Chris Palladino, thank you for your very gracious and generous words. I'm incredibly proud to be joined this afternoon by some outstanding leaders who embody the very best of public service. Already, in some cases, been mentioned, Governor Chris Christie right before me. Not one, but two First Ladies, Mary Pat Christie and Tammy Murphy, Governor Donnie DeFrancesco, Assembly Speaker Craig Coughlin, Mayor Jim Cahill, Middlesex County Board of Commissioners Director Ron Rios, and a whole passel of other elected officials and public servants. I also want to thank the teams at RWJ Barnabas, the guy immediately to my left, Mark Manigan, Bill Arnold, Senator George Helmy and their teams, Rutgers University President Jonathan Holloway, Board Chair Amy Towers and their teams, the Rutgers Cancer Institute, Steve Labuti and his team, as well as the incredible medical and support staff members who work tirelessly across our state to care for the people of New Jersey. And probably most importantly, I think we can all agree, to the patients, the survivors. By the way, we're going to hear from Atiba Page in a few moments, and the families and caregivers with us today and throughout the great state of New Jersey. It is an honor to join you all today to cut the ribbon on New Jersey's first and only freestanding cancer hospital. This center will ensure that the groundbreaking research and innovative treatments shaping the future of cancer care are not only developed in New Jersey, but delivered to New Jerseyans right in their own backyard. The Jack and Sheryl Morris Cancer Center, God bless you both, and more on each of you in a moment, is a shining example of how New Jersey is living up to our well-earned reputation as the medicine chest of the world. We uphold that reputation every single day with the support of our universities, medical schools, and industry that attract some of the world's best talent. These innovators are already developing groundbreaking treatments with the power to change lives. To continue driving medical progress, we are also building new hubs for innovation across the state, where researchers, private companies, premier academic institutions, and leading entrepreneurs are working together to keep New Jersey at the cutting edge of treatments for everything from chronic disease to cancer. And here at the Morris Cancer Center, New Jersey's dedication to innovation and discovery will be matched by our deep dedication to serving patients, caregivers, and their families. Bringing the Morris Cancer Center to life was a true team effort born out of a shared love for our neighbors battling cancer. We work closely with our legislative partners, and I want to thank them, to provide more than $100 million in federal funds for this project. And we could not have asked for better partners than our leaders here in Middlesex County, and at RWJ Barnabas Health. Their commitment to this project has been crucial to getting it across the finish line. And let me extend an extra special thank you to a dear friend, Jack Morris, whose unwavering dedication, unwavering dedication to the growth and development of New Brunswick has had a profound and unique impact on this community. His name, alongside the name of his greatest partner in work and in life, Sheryl Morris. Let's hear it for Sheryl. Their names adorn this building. Growing up on the other side of the Albany Street Bridge, Jack never imagined that he would be part of saving and changing so many lives. If you ask him, he'll tell you he still sees himself as just, and I quote him, a kid from Highland Park who's done good. But Jack and Sheryl, good does not even come close to describing what you've built here. True to their humble nature, Jack says his greatest hope for this center is that it will, quote, motivate other people to do great things. And great things are what New Jerseyans do best. This building is proof that no matter where you start out, you all have the power to carry that legacy of greatness to new heights. You could discover the next breakthrough in the battle against cancer. You could lead an effort in your community to ensure more people have access to life-saving early detection screenings. You can be the reason patients survive and thrive. And I have no doubt the collective you will all be that and more. Thank you all. God bless you all. Jack and Sheryl in particular, huge thanks. And please remember one last thing, if I may. We're from Jersey, baby.
Speaker Coughlin, Middlesex' own, has been a champion for New Jersey's innovation economy, and nowhere else does his shared commitment with Governor Murphy shine brighter than here in New Brunswick. Whether the $14.5 billion Economic Recovery Act, spurring projects like the Helix and Nokia Bell Labs, or his strategic responsible handling of over $6 billion of federal ARPA dollars to invigorate the state's post-pandemic economy. Billions of dollars in new investment has and will continue to flow into New Brunswick's own innovation economy, including Robert Wood Johnson Barnabas Health, Rutgers University, and the area's transportation structure, its infrastructure that will support the Jack and Sheryl Morris Cancer Center, its workforce, and its patients. Ladies and gentlemen, Speaker Craig Coughlin.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be here on such a remarkable, special day. And I don't know whether it's good luck or not, but I do admire the courage of the person who doubled down and said, nah, let's keep it outside. So thank everybody for coming out. Despite the weather challenges and despite the fact that it may have been tricky to get in here, the truth of the matter is this is a remarkable special day. And I want to make sure to thank Chris. Chris Palladino is really good at everything. All of you who know that understand what he's capable of doing, and this is another example. So Chris, thank you for your work. Thank you. Thank you to all of the partners and leaders who helped bring this remarkable project to life. To my colleagues in the legislature, thank you. To all the governors who helped start it, Governor Christie, thank you for being here. To all of the Middlesex County royalty who are with us today, it's a pleasure. And it's been a real honor to be here with all of you, right here in the heart of Middlesex County, for a moment that is both proud and profound. The Jack and Sheryl Morris County Cancer Center will be the first, as the governor pointed out, the first freestanding cancer hospital in New Jersey. And that's extraordinary in and of itself, but this is far more about a magnificent edifice and a hospital building. This is a facility that's going to save lives. It's going to push the boundaries of what is possible in medicine. It is about the future and about hope. And it's going to train the next generation of doctors and researchers, medical professionals right here in Middlesex County, a place I love so much. That's what happens when we bring together world-class partners like Rutgers, RWJ, Barnabas, and DevCo, along with the local officials who, Jim, you're second to none in terms of being a great mayor, Mayor Cahill, to our county leaders and all of the state leaders who are with us today. But we wouldn't be here without the extraordinary support and leadership of Jack and Sheryl Morris. You know, Chris, you pointed out that Jack may have promised a building, but what you didn't point out was that he also said, I'll pay for it. And that kind of commitment and institution and commitment is certainly the hallmark of him and his involvement in this project and in the people of Middlesex County. But your actions and commitment are nothing short of inspiring. So thank you, Jack, and thank you, Sheryl, for that. On behalf of a grateful state, I get to say that. Thank you for all that you have done and making this center a reality. This is undoubtedly a place that will put New Jersey at the very forefront of cancer research and nationwide. And it'll be a place where people from all walks of life, particularly those, and including those who are our most vulnerable neighbors, can reach out for world-class care. And we know that that's so important. We know that in this year, in the year of 2025, the American Cancer Institute estimates that nearly 60,000 New Jerseyans will receive a cancer diagnosis. It remains the second leading cause of death in our state. And being able to fight that right here at home is so important, not just to the people who suffer from cancer, but to their families and all of the people that will help them in their challenge to win. So congratulations and thank you again to everyone who made this possible. We're just getting started. I can't wait to watch the future. Privileged to be with you all today. Thank you very much.
I don't want to step on the speaker's applause, but I want to keep this moving. I don't believe that there's anyone that I've had the honor of introducing more times than our next speaker. His leadership and our partnership is truly unique, and one of the reasons New Brunswick is one of New Jersey's great success stories. I cannot recall a project where the mayor was more hands-on through COVID, negotiating the process of making this site available with all of its complexity. So many calls with Barry. And not only this project, but the Blanquita Valenti Community School, a state-of-the-art elementary school just a few blocks away. Whenever I called the mayor with a new twist, a more polite word for problem, he would just say, Chris, I got this. Ladies and gentlemen, the mayor of the city of New Brunswick and my good friend, Jim Cahill.
Thank you, Chris. It is exciting to join with City Council members Rebecca Escobar and Suzanne Sikora-Ludwig and all of you this afternoon at what is truly a game-changing moment here in the city of New Brunswick. It was 30 years ago New Brunswick embarked on a new initiative called the Healthcare City. We saw the potential of the healthcare industry as an economic driver, addressing three of the crucial elements of our redevelopment criteria: to create jobs and put more people to work than ever before so they can take better care of themselves and their families, to provide greater access to health care and a healthier lifestyle, and to be a welcoming community that provides the opportunity for a better life and where people are proud to call home. The opening of the Jack and Sheryl Morris Cancer Center raises the healthcare city and our community's ongoing commitment to healthcare, innovation, and compassionate treatment to a crescendo. This magnificent facility embodies hope, perseverance, and the incredible collective efforts of individuals and organizations dedicated to improving the lives of those affected by cancer. Jack and Sheryl Morris, whose vision and generosity have been instrumental to bringing the center to fruition, have long been champions of community development and healthcare advancement. New Brunswick extends its deepest gratitude to your unwavering commitment to our community and to the countless patients and families who will benefit from this center. The Morris is a powerful example of what can be accomplished through collaboration. It is the commitment and vision of RWJ Barnabas Health and Robert Wood Johnson University Hospital, Rutgers University and Rutgers Health, the state of New Jersey, Middlesex County, and the city's redevelopment partner, DevCo, and the undeniable talent, tenacity, resolve, and invaluable leadership of each of these partners that have brought this vision to life and made this transformational project a reality. To Governor Murphy, Speaker Coughlin, our 17th District team with Senator Smith and Assemblyman Egan and Danielson, Director Ron Rios, and all the county commissioners, to RWJ Health President and CEO Mark Manigan, Rutgers President Jonathan Holloway, Rutgers Cancer Institute Director Dr. Steve Labuti, RWJ UH CEO Bill Arnold, and DevCo's Chris Palladino and his outstanding team. We are forever grateful for New Jersey's rightful place on the global stage and for your partnership and dedication to the people of the state, this county, and this community. It is because of you this state-of-the-art facility further cements our reputation as a place where patients receive the comprehensive, patient-centered care that they truly deserve. And to the dedicated healthcare professionals, researchers, and support staff who will work within these walls, your commitment to providing exceptional care and pursuing innovative solutions is nothing short of inspiring. You are the heartbeat of the center, and your work will touch and save lives countless in number. To our friends in union labor, we can dream as big as we want, but someone still has to build it, and nobody does it better than you. We thank you for being there every step of the way in our city's revitalization efforts. As we prepare to cut the ribbon today, we celebrate the promise of brighter tomorrows for patients and their families. This is a place where stories of courage will be written, where healing will be nurtured, where lives will be saved, and where hope will flourish. Thank you so very much, and congratulations to all.
Critical to any project are your team and your partners. They take our vision and help make it a reality. When I asked why I'm so quick to recommend the Gingoli organization to others, I always say it's easy. First, Michael and Joe Gingoli have never let us down, and in this business, it's not only critical, but rare. Second, they understand the importance of empowering the communities where they work, and the Gingoli organization has been committed to community training efforts, educational programs, summer enrichment programs, and not only meeting, but exceeding our participation goals. So thank you, Joe and Michael Gingoli and Gary Fromer from DCO. I do need to recognize the man who talked me into taking this job 30 years ago. And he said, we're just going to do this for a couple of months, couple of years, and then you can get a real job. You can go practice law with Tony Kosha. George, Erin keeps asking me if it's time for me to get a real job yet. But I do certainly thank our chairman, George Zoffinger, and I think I see Ira Novak from our board and Bill Quinn in the back. So thank you all for your support. I've never had a project where the client has been more complimentary of the DevCo team, and each conversation starts, we do not know how this project would have been completed without Sarah Clark. I'm sure she's in the building dusting the plants. Sarah Clark and her team of Terry Poland, who came out of retirement. Terry had built the first two phases of the Institute at UMD&J. Ben Butchney, John Sisti, and Habib Champion have all gone above and beyond. Over the past 36 months, Sarah has taken on more and more responsibility, not just building a building, but ordering everything from CAT scans to garbage cans. She can tell me, and has, all about the physics of prepping a Linux or programming a Da Vinci robot. So Sarah, I join Dr. Labuti, Bill Arnold, Kevin McTiernan, and Steve Barry in recognizing how fortunate I am to have you at DevCo. I can't say enough about our partners in Middlesex County. Commissioner Director Rios and County Administrator John Polomina and members of the Board of Commissioners have implemented an economic development plan that is the envy of the state and has put in place fiscal controls that allows the county to support projects just like this one. Middlesex County has provided grant funding, established educational and training programs at Middlesex College to support the Cancer Center's workforce of the future, and mobilized the MCIA and Executive Director Jim Polos to finance and operate the parking garage at the center. Our next speaker is always the first one to get up and say, "How can I help, Chris?" His activist view of government is one of the reasons that Middlesex County has the best workforce in the state. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Commissioner Director Ron Rios.
Good afternoon. It's an honor to join you for this milestone moment. Before I begin, I'd like to recognize my colleagues on the Board of County Commissioners, along with our county leadership and staff who are here with us today. Deputy Director Nara, Commissioner Scott McCollum, Commissioner Koppel, Commissioner Tamaro, Commissioner Ascona-Barber, and Commissioner Kenny. And we also have our surrogate here, Cortez. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize key leaders and partners who helped make today possible. Governor Murphy, Speaker Coughlin, Director of Rutgers Cancer Institute, Dr. Stephen Labuti, Rutgers University President Jonathan Holloway, and President New Brunswick Development Corporation, Chris Palladino, and of course, RWJ Barnabas Health leadership and staff. Our collaboration with RWJ Barnabas Health is one that has grown over many years. It began under the leadership of Barry Ostrowski and continues today with Mark Manigan, whose dedication and partnership have helped bring this project across the finish line. This long-standing relationship reflects a shared belief in innovation, equity, and service to our community. Together, we've pushed the boundaries of what's possible in public health and innovation. 5 years ago, Middlesex County made a bold and visionary investment, $25 million, toward the creation of New Jersey's first freestanding cancer hospital. Today, that vision stands before us as the Jack and Sheryl Morris Cancer Center, a world-class facility and a powerful symbol of what public-private partnership can accomplish. But more than the name on the building, I want to recognize Jack and Sheryl Morris for their generosity, leadership, and unwavering commitment to improving healthcare in New Jersey. Their contributions, both seen and unseen, have changed countless lives and helped make this vision a reality. I've heard Jack say many times, and I quote, that no one should have to travel far to get the best cancer care. We can provide it right here in Middlesex County. And he's right. Cancer affects too many families, my own included. I lost my mother to pancreatic cancer, so I understand the suffering families go through when a loved one is sick. This facility will make a tremendous difference in the lives of patients and their families, and I cannot express enough my gratitude and appreciation to Jack and Sheryl for their incredible support. I hope they know the positive impact that their contributions will have for generations to come. This center is more than a hospital. It is a beacon of hope, healing, and progress right here in Middlesex County. By bringing cutting-edge research, education, and treatment, this partnership includes a brand new sterile processing technician program piloted at RWJ Barnabas Health, which will soon be offered at Middlesex College, and updated curricula for patient care technician and certified medical assistant. This partnership also expands internship, volunteer opportunities, and job placements for students across the RWJ Barnabas Health network. Additionally, workforce development resources such as incumbent worker training and access to the Skill Up Middlesex learning platform designed to upskill current RWJ Barnabas Health employees. We have a rich legacy of life sciences in our county, and it continues to evolve. The RWJ Barnabas Health Workforce Partnership will grow right alongside it, ensuring that the people of Middlesex County are positioned to thrive in this fast-growing life sciences sector. On behalf of the Middlesex County Board of County Commissioners, I want to extend our heartfelt congratulations to everyone who made this moment possible. The Jack and Sheryl Morris Cancer Center will have a lasting impact not only on this community, but New Jersey as a whole. Thank you.
believe it or not, Sarah, Clark, and I will miss our monthly update meetings in Livingston with John Dahl. I'll also miss the pre-pre meeting in our conference room that Sarah made me go through, and our pre-meeting call with Steve Barry, and the morning meeting at 30 minutes before in the cafeteria before we headed up to see John. John was critical in helping the entire enterprise stay on budget and schedule, often expediting critical decisions. And as John kept one eye on Sarah's spreadsheets and cash flows, he kept the other eye on the mission. And we are grateful for his counsel and partnership, so thank you, John. Bill Arnold is our version of rock and roll legend James Brown. He is the hardest working man in healthcare. In addition to serving as CEO of the Robert Wood Johnson University Hospital, he serves as the Executive Vice President of the Southern Region for Robert Wood Johnson Barnabas Health. Bill has not only set Robert Wood Johnson Hospital on a strong financial path, but has built bridges in the local community here. Bill's unique skill set has fostered an esprit de corps between Rutgers Health, the medical school, the cancer center, and the Robert Wood Johnson Barnabas Health System, accelerating recruitment and program development for the state's largest academic healthcare system. It's my pleasure to introduce Bill Arnold, our leader here in New Brunswick.
Thank you, Chris. That truly was a special introduction, which I did not deserve, but thank you. So this morning, I started out the day reviewing some talking points with our Vice President of Community Relations and Government Relations, Kevin McTurnan. And as I went through them, he told me a story. And now that everyone hit my points, I'm going to tell this story because I think it's worth telling. He said, you know, Bill, 4 years ago, just before you started here at Robert Wood, Barry Ostrowski and Jack Morris were sitting in the private dining room, and Kevin was there to witness this. And he said they were pointing across the street. I became curious, and they started to talk about a cancer hospital. He said they were a little bit further down the street at the time, and over time they moved it this way. Obviously, we ran into some problems as we went through that, but Barry Ostrowski, Jack Morris, and the entire team made this work. So when you think about where it all started, it's special to see Barry sitting in the front row. It's uncomfortable. I'm used to being out there and watching you up here. But thank you, Barry, for everything you've done, and thank you, Jack, for that vision. So I think about the time I've had with Jack over the last 4 years, and every day we have conversation about the Jack and Sheryl Morris Cancer Hospital. And as we've had those conversations, I don't know if he is aware, but he always weaves in a family story. So I think it's special to see his daughter here, Sam, his other daughter, Gabby, Sheryl, Grandma Gloria, Ray, and the entire family just here celebrating, standing behind Jack, never forgetting what he does every day truly means a lot. Without your support of Jack, we wouldn't get Jack, and I'd be in big trouble without Jack. So Jack, thank you, and to the family, thank you. So within just a few months, we'll connect from Livingston, the Melchiori outpatient cancer facility, and then a few months after that, we'll connect the Vogel Cancer Center from Tinton Falls. And this is the hub of New Jersey where all these projects will lead. And being the only hospital in the state with a freestanding cancer hospital, and then having those facilities scattered throughout the region, or the state, I should say, is simply amazing. There's no one who can match this. But talk about keeping cancer close to home. We can definitely do that going forward. So I'm really proud of that. I know Jack's proud of that, as is Steve Labouty and team. I have a few folks that I would like to recognize, and obviously our Governor, Phil Murphy, and First Lady, Tammy, who I sat on a board with at Monmouth, so it's great to see you back, Tammy, here in front of me. Can't believe I'm here in front of you. Thank you. Speaker Coughlin, you're always there for us. Thank you. Director Ron Rios, you reviewed the opportunity. So many people look at hospitals as a place to only receive care. In this case, it gives educational opportunity. So we're excited to give the residents and children of Middlesex County an opportunity to be educated, experience, and hopefully work with us one day. Mayor Cahill, my partner here in so many cases, thank you, Mayor, for all you do for us, and you've removed many barriers to help us move this forward. We truly appreciate you. And President Holloway, thank you to you and your team. Your team has truly been special through this, obviously led by Dr. Steve Labuti, who we all know is a designer, a decorator, a lawyer. The lawyer, he's a pretty good lawyer. He's become an engineer. He knows everything. And all kidding aside, his fingerprint as you go through this facility is on every square inch of the Jack and Sheryl Morris Cancer Hospital. Mark Manigan, of course, our president and CEO, grabbed the reins and got us to the finish line. It's always very difficult to come in midway and finish off a project of this magnitude. Mark, congratulations. Chris mentioned John Dahl. He kept us all honest through this process. Every I was dotted, T was crossed, timelines were kept, budgets were kept. We tried here and there to get around that, but John was there. And by the way, the work John did to make sure we never had to value engineer anything out of this project. There was nothing lost for the future in that work. So thank you, John. The Board of Trustees, the Foundation Board, they're always behind us. Many of our affiliate board members are here tonight, so thank you for that support and always watching. And of course, your patients will be cared for here, so this is for you as well, and thank you for being here with us. The administrative team, Alan Lee, Ned Groves, Susan Solomeno, this team worked so hard under Alan Lee's leadership to get this building open on time. Watching it was simply amazing. And Chris said some nice things about Sarah Clark. I'm going to tell you, without Sarah Clark, there's no building there. She brought all these personalities together. Rutgers, a little bit of personality. Robert Wood, a little bit of personality. Health system, a little bit. All together to make it all work in harmony. So Sarah Clark, without you. And by the way, you'll find her in work boots in the mud in the beginning when we were doing the groundwork. And then she's up on the steel on that outside elevator in the work boots. And then she's in the boardroom that same day. So congratulations to Sarah. We couldn't have done it without her. Joe and Michael Gingoli was mentioned, but I can't say enough about the partnership. I saw Joe earlier, I saw Michael over there. Michael kept me up to speed the entire way through this project. Thank you, Michael, for all that work. And two last things, and then I'll end. Something very special. When you walk by this building, from the day they broke ground to today, you see the men and women of labor. And I mean this. They took pride in building New Jersey's first cancer hospital. Whether they went through 4 cold winters, 4 hot summers, there was a little activity throughout New Brunswick that they endured, and they never stopped. They put their head up and made this work, and they all have their fingerprints on this. So thank you to the labor and the men and women that made this thing possible, this cancer hospital. And finally, obviously, we did make that call, Speaker, to stay outside. I'm that guy. So hopefully I still have a job. But there's thousands of people on the inside. Our employees at the hospital, the Rutgers Cancer Institute employees, they're all watching that. And many of those employees will be in that building in just a few days handling outpatients, and a few months after that, inpatients. So those folks, that's what it really is all about. You have the frontline nurses and staff, you have the folks that are educating our students, and finally our researchers. So special time for New Brunswick. We're glad you could all be here, and I thank you for your time today.
The first time I met our next speaker, it was over 5 years ago, in the early days of COVID quarantine on Zoom. He had found a corner of his basement in Evanston, Illinois, where the Wi-Fi worked, and he was wearing a Northwestern t-shirt. He had not yet landed on campus, but he was well versed in the plans for the expansion of the Rutgers Cancer Institute and the Helix, and clearly saw the projects as a priority of his future tenure and willing to help. President Holloway has served as the 21st president of Rutgers University at a time when New Jersey and the nation faced enormous racial and political unrest. We were fortunate to have a leader who was insightful, as an insightful scholar, with a calm and unifying voice and seemingly unbounded empathy. During COVID, he made Rutgers a national leader in following the science, listening to many of you here in this audience, and took steps to assure the health and safety of the 100,000 students, faculty, and staff at Rutgers. Against the backdrop of these challenges, he oversaw the expansion of Rutgers research activities that now approaches $1 billion annually. And as he prepares to leave my alma mater, Rutgers is now ranked amongst the top 15 public research universities in America. I am very proud to have my last opportunity to introduce President Holloway.
Thank you, and good afternoon, everybody. I'm really excited to be here today, not only because I'm under the tent, but I'm excited to be with you celebrating this milestone. Today we celebrate the opening of a center of healing and recovery. Equally important, we celebrate an initiative that is integral to Rutgers University's research enterprise. This center will change lives and shape the future of cancer care and research for generations to come. If you can't be excited about that, I don't know what will excite you. So many people and supporters have brought us to this moment. We wouldn't be gathered here today without the vision, generosity, and determination, particularly of Jack and Sheryl Morris. And I don't use the word vision lightly. Because of Jack and Sheryl, we will see lives changed and lives saved. Because of Jack and Sheryl, we will see new treatments, and with all hope, new cures emerge. Because of Jack and Sheryl, we will see our knowledge of cancer expanded, redefined, and reimagined. And along with Jack and Sheryl, we are also very grateful to so many different partners, many of whom we've heard from today, our close friends in Middlesex County, our valued partners at DevCo, our leaders in Trenton, and of course our important collaborative colleagues at RWJ Barnabas Health. I also want to acknowledge the leadership and vision of Dr. Stephen Labuti, Director of Rutgers Cancer Institute, and Rutgers Health Chancellor Brian Strom. As I stand here now, recognizing important friends of the Rutgers Cancer Institute and thinking of many others, I'm reminded of what we have come to call the Rutgers values. Those values drive everything Rutgers does. Expanding access to academic excellence, building community, advancing the common good. The Jack and Sheryl Morris Cancer Center stands as a beautiful expression of those values. It will provide countless training opportunities for graduate students and future clinicians. And it is an undeniable and essential building block as we continue to construct the community we want to be. Here, Rutgers will pursue the common good relentlessly, with every ounce of creativity we have and every possible resource at our disposal. Why? Because surrendering to cancer is inconsistent with our values. Here at Rutgers, we fight, and Rutgers will fight cancer until it is defeated for good. So I say all of the Rutgers values are on display today in full force. Whether it's the capacity to produce bench-to-bedside advances in state-of-the-art research laboratories, or the simple freedom to stroll in a wellness garden with loved ones. All of that is the result of the tireless work of so many gathered here today. So to everybody, thank you. You are all truly ambassadors of Rutgers excellence. Thank you.
As I mentioned earlier, that before Dr. Labudi accepted the position as the executive director of the Rutgers Cancer Institute, Chairman Morris promised him a new building. And not just the third phase of an existing facility, but the development of the state's first standalone cancer hospital. And while the planning process had to emphasize the number of patient beds, operating and procedure suites, infusion stations, lab benches, number of Linaxes, and the constant question, is there a brachy suite in or out? Dr. Labudi always brought the team back to how will this impact the patient experience? What will be their sense of arrival? Where do they check in? His favorite, how does the exam chair work for patients and clinicians? The furniture and the technology in the patient's rooms, real plants in the lobby. And it was actually Dr. Labudi who suggested the day at the Jersey Shore theme for the pediatric unit. Dr. Labudi would often say, I want the patient to feel like they have been wrapped in a blanket. Given your attention to detail, Steve, I'm sure they will. Please welcome the inaugural William Hite Director of the Rutgers Cancer Institute, Dr. Stephen Labudi.
Wow, what a day, right? I mean, weather permitting, and the sun is starting to come out a little bit, so I think it's going to participate with us, at least for when we cross back to visit the building. And thank you, Chris, not only for that introduction, but as has been said already, without you and Sarah, this building doesn't happen. And I value and remember fondly and cherish those meetings, both at DevCo and over Zoom during the pandemic, where we wrestled with how are we going to get the budget down the way John wants it, and how are we going to... But it's all good, and as you said, John never let us stray from the vision, despite us coming in on budget. So I want to add my welcome and gratitude to Governor Murphy and to former Governor Christie and all of our dignitaries and special guests that are here with us this afternoon. Today is a momentous day when we will transform the way cancer care is delivered and the way cancer research is conducted right here in New Jersey for the region and beyond. Assembly Speaker Coughlin said at our redesignation event a little over a year ago that this facility is for the people of New Jersey and anyone outside of New Jersey smart enough to come here for their care. And I couldn't agree more with that sentiment. I want to thank Mark Manigan and John Dahl for their leadership and commitment to ensuring that the people of New Jersey have access to the outstanding cancer care that they deserve. I want to once again thank Chris Palladino and Sarah Clark from DevCo for their unwavering support and navigation through this process. I mean, Bill made reference to different hats that I wear, but I certainly wasn't the architect or the developer that could develop a building like this on my own, and I certainly appreciate all of their mentorship through the process. A special thank you to my entire team, and there's many of them here today, and to go through a list and name them all, I would certainly leave out many, but I have to thank my partner in this project and in the development of the oncology service line, Susan Salamito, for all of her efforts throughout this project. And Allison Warzala for keeping me on time to every meeting and making sure that I showed up when I needed to. I have to thank my wife, Mary, who's here today, whose unwavering support makes all this possible. My children, my sister, and my mom, who's here today. And of course, thank you to Jack and Sheryl Morris for their vision, support, and confidence in me in helping to bring that to life. As many of you know, I began my career in the intramural program at the Clinical Center of the National Cancer Institute. And so much of what was really formative for me as I developed my career as a clinician scientist was a product of my experiences at the Clinical Center, or what's commonly referred to as Building 10 in Bethesda. Building 10 is the world's largest clinical research hospital, where basic bench research and clinical care are all done in the same space, where scientists and clinicians can bump into each other in the hallways, exchange ideas, share the problems that are going on at the bedside, and bring those back to the bench. My experiences at the National Cancer Institute and in Building 10 were a tremendous inspiration and model as I worked with the architects, the staff, and our partners, as well as the input from our patients in helping to design the Jack and Sheryl Morris Cancer Center. And it's my hope that those same spontaneous interactions between scientists and clinicians will occur in the Morris and lead to the next great discoveries that will help reduce the burden and suffering of cancer across the nation. As the state's first and only freestanding cancer hospital, and one of only 13 in the United States, the Morris Cancer Center is a testament to the power of collaboration, the unwavering support of our community and donors, the expertise of our medical and research professionals, and the tireless dedication of our staff. Designed with the patient as our centerpiece, the Morris Cancer Center creates an exceptional patient experience to enhance healing and recovery. It is a compassionate and supportive environment for the delivery of cutting-edge cancer care, leveraging state-of-the-art technology and the latest advancements in medicine, including innovative clinical trials, cellular therapies, and precision-guided treatments. As New Jersey's only National Cancer Institute designated comprehensive cancer center, I had to get that in, Mark, it is our mission and our responsibility to conduct groundbreaking research, provide the most advanced cancer care, and serve as a pillar to the communities we serve. The Jack and Sheryl Morris Cancer Hospital, sitting at 12 stories and 520,000 square feet, is devoted solely to the world-class cancer care and research. The Morris Cancer Center houses 88 infusion bays, 80 exam rooms for adult and pediatric outpatient care, 96 inpatient beds on 3 floors, and a dedicated floor housing 9 state-of-the-art operating rooms, infrastructure to enhance the development and deployment of the latest innovative clinical trials, and a colorful Jersey Shore-themed clinic space for our pediatric patients. There are also state-of-the-art laboratory facilities to support an additional 10 research teams made up of 10 researchers per team, so 100 new investigators, enabling the translation of scientific discoveries from the bench to the bedside and back to the laboratory in an expedited manner. These laboratories are connected physically by a sky bridge to an additional 35 research teams and laboratories in our legacy Rutgers Cancer Institute building, a building, by the way, that Bill Hite, who's with us today, designed. The Morris Cancer Center is the cornerstone of the oncology services provided across RWJ-Barnabas Health, exemplifying the exceptional, comprehensive, multidisciplinary care provided by our integrated network of nationally recognized cancer specialists. We know that cancer doesn't travel well, and we don't want our patients to be further than 15 or 20 minutes from exceptional cancer care, which is why the health system, under the leadership of both Barry Ostrowski and Mark Manigan, has walked the walk, not just talked the talk, by making a $1.5 billion investment in oncology services across the Garden State. In addition to the Morris, these facilities include the Melchiori Cancer Center at Cooperman Barnabas Medical Center, which will open in the fall of 2025, and the Specialty and Cancer Care Center on the Vogel Medical Campus in Tinton Falls, which is scheduled to open in the fall of 2026. Together, these centers create destinations for top-notch cancer care across the state that are fully integrated, many doors to one program, along with our 12 hospitals that make up our health system and our other outpatient facilities throughout New Jersey. At the center of it all is the Jack and Sheryl Morris Cancer Center, which is a symbol of our unwavering commitment to hope, healing, and the relentless pursuit of progress in the fight against cancer. I thank you for the privilege of the podium, and I now have the pleasure of introducing one of our amazing cancer survivors, Atiba Page. I'm gonna brag on you for a minute, Atiba, if you'll allow me. Atiba Page is the Diversity and Inclusion Manager at Bristol Myers Squibb in Princeton, New Jersey, where she utilizes her extensive experience in recruiting and staffing from her time at companies like Sanofi and Johnson & Johnson. In February of 2019, Atiba was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer, a life-altering moment that prompted her to advocate for open discussions about cancer and mental health, particularly within the Black community. Following her diagnosis, she underwent 6 weeks of aggressive chemotherapy and multiple surgeries, all while transitioning to a full-time role at Bristol Myers Squibb, where she received tremendous support from her colleagues. Atiba actively serves on the board for Living Beyond Breast Cancer, LBBC, and is an LBBC Hear My Voice advocate, focusing on amplifying the voices of women of color. She founded Chronic Cuties, a support group aimed at helping individuals achieve professional success while embracing their authentic selves. Currently in remission, with no evidence of disease, Atiba continues to promote mental health awareness in cancer treatment and strives to empower others through community support. Her mantra, "Broken crayons still color," reflects her belief in resilience and the importance of contributing positively to the world despite challenges. Atiba, thank you for being here today.
Before I begin, I want to say thank you to Dr. Koro Omeni. I wouldn't be here without Dr. Omeni. Thank you. Good afternoon, friends. My name is Atiba Page. I stand before you today as a daughter, a sister, an auntie, a caregiver, a community leader, and a very proud survivor of stage 4 inflammatory breast cancer. But more than anything, I stand here as living proof of what compassion, courage, and innovation can do when they come together. I still remember the day I found a lump. It was Christmas Eve in 2018. By Valentine's Day, after my very first mammogram, I heard the words that changed my world. I don't like what I see. And just like that, my life became a whirlwind. In under 2 weeks, I went from rarely being sick to having a port inserted into my carotid artery, 6 rounds of chemotherapy, a mastectomy, 35 rounds of radiation, and 2 brain surgeries, all filled with a heart full of fear and eyes filled with uncertainty. There were moments I was angry, moments I was exhausted, moments I questioned if I could keep going. But then something beautiful happened. I was held not just by medicine and science, but by people. People who often treated me with dignity, people who fought for me when I couldn't fight for myself. People like the incredible team at the Rutgers Cancer Institute. To the doctors, nurses, technicians, social workers, researchers, and administrative staff, you didn't just treat my cancer, you treated me. You treated my humanity, and for that I will forever be grateful. To the donors who helped bring the Jack and Sheryl Morris Center to life, this building is more than just steel and glass. It's a pledge that healing can happen in every zip code, that innovation belongs in every neighborhood, that no one, no matter who they are or where they come from, will fight cancer alone. To the patients walking through these doors for the very first time, maybe after a long journey, I see you. I was you, I am you, and I want you to know that you are no longer alone. You are strong even when you feel weak. You are brave even when you cry. You are already a fighter, one step, one breath, one treatment at a time. And to the community, families, caregivers, and friends, we thank you. Your belief, your presence, your love are all part of the medicine. Jack and Sheryl Morris, Dr. Labuti, Governor Murphy, and the collective power of RWJ Barnabas Health and Rutgers Cancer Institute, and so many others, thank you for championing health equity, and thank you for being here right in the heart of this amazing community. This isn't just an opening, it's a new chapter, a brighter future, a louder hope. I am Atiba Page, I am a survivor, and I am still here looking forward to thriving with the innovative tools and resources and staff of the first freestanding cancer hospital right here in New Jersey, the Jack and Sheryl Morris Cancer Center. Because as the great Maya Angelou once said, I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it. Thank you.
During the years we worked on this project were years of transition at Robert Wood Johnson Barnabas Health and at Rutgers. John Dahl went from being CFO to Chief Operating Officer. Steve Barry joined the enterprise as Executive Vice President for Facilities and Real Estate Development. Bill Arnold took over the reins of the hospital here. Amy Murtha became the Dean of the Medical School. And Barry Ostrowski, who launched this effort, retired. Enter Mark Manigan, the new president and CEO of the Robert Wood Johnson Barnabas Health System. Now, someone once said to me that leadership is a verb, not a title. And that's the simple sentence that describes Mark's ethos. Whether it's in the boardroom, rounding in one of the hospitals, meeting with staff, or in one of those early morning check-in calls where he always starts with a cheery, "Hey, Chris, what's up?" Mark is thriving as president and CEO of Robert Wood Johnson Barnabas Health Systems because he leads by example and he makes all of us engaged in the enterprise better. It's my pleasure to introduce Mark Manigan.
Thanks, Chris, for the kind introduction and also for accepting my mother's comments on your remarks. I'm here for the Jack Morris roast. Just kidding. Steve, I was glad to hear you did intramurals. I did intramurals well when I was studying. I was captain of the beer pong team at Phi Gamma Delta. Thank you. I'm going to break everyone's heart. I'm going to cut a page out of my speech and dispense with the dignitary acknowledgments, save for the one set of dignitaries who haven't been acknowledged yet, which are my colleagues on the RWJ Board of Trustees who are here in abundance. Thank you all for your support. The journey that leads to this moment started 30 years ago with the vision of my friend and mentor, Barry Ostrowski. Barry's vision was to build an indispensable health enterprise with 3 platforms. a clinical platform to take care of the sick and injured, a social platform to focus on the social determinants of health, by the way, long before it was in vogue to do so, and the third platform, an academic platform in partnership with Rutgers to not only invest in research and the medical advancements of tomorrow, but to train the clinicians that will take care of future New Jerseyans. And that journey continued in 2016 when Barry, along with the late Mark Burson, partnered with Jack Morris and the team at RWJ Barnabas Health to create RWJ Barnabas Health. And soon thereafter, Barry and Mark and Jack got together with Bob Barchi, former president of Rutgers, and Brian Strom, and they married the state's largest clinical enterprise to the state's leading medical school. And when you see buildings like the Morris opening, and you see that giant building sticking in the sky at the end of the street there, the ambulatory medical pavilion opening last week, and you see the helix taking shape, and when you look at the improvements we've made in the building across from me with the state-of-the-art operating rooms and state-of-the-art emergency rooms and state-of-the-art ICUs, when you see the impact all of this has on recruiting scientists and physicians. In cancer alone, Steve and his team have recruited over 100 specialists and subspecialists in the last 6 years. What you see is the flywheel of activity envisioned by Barry and Mark and Jack and Bob and Brian, and you see it spinning in real time. And while we're really proud of the fact that folks who could get care anywhere in the world get their care at RWJ Barnabas Health, we're equally proud of our commitment to the most vulnerable. RWJ Barnabas Health's the largest provider of care to beneficiaries of the Medicaid program in the state of New Jersey by 2 times, and we're the largest provider of charity care in the state of New Jersey also by 2 times. And we do, I'll take it. And we do so much more than just provide health care. We subsidize housing for the homeless. We provide food to the hungry. We distribute tens of thousands of fresh produce annually, tens of thousands of meals annually. We buy local, we hire local. We distribute diapers to those in need. We built a school not too far from here on land donated by Jack and Sheryl Morris, where 800 kids go to school every day. And it's that righteous mission of service that leads us to our guests of honor. Jack and Sheryl, you are incredible partners, advisors and friends. Thank you for your leadership and your support of RWJ Barnabas Health. On behalf of the system and the people of the great state of New Jersey, thank you for making this incredible day a reality. I remember I was working at the system for about a year when Barry said to me, Mark, you have to get to know Jack Morris better. That, and this will be of no surprise to all of you who know Jack, led to a series of dinners at Wolfgang's. And I didn't realize it at the time that those dinners were in actuality an extended interview, but it worked out. And Barry, I don't want you to worry. After a couple of years of intensive psychotherapy, I've recovered. But in seriousness, Jack, you've become a close friend, a confidant, and really an indispensable part of what we're doing together at RWJ Barnabas Health, and I value our relationship deeply. You're a champion of the system's values, and along with Sheryl, an important investor in our mission. To Jack's parents, Ray and Gloria, and to Sheryl's dad, Alan Weingarten, congratulations, and thank you for producing. You've done good, thank you. And to Sheryl, Gabby, Sammy, thank you for sharing Jack with me and the system. We are better and stronger for it. And to the entire Morris clan, thank you for your family's generosity. You've touched the lives of so many. And now, without further ado, I'd like to ask my partner, Jack Morris, to come to the stage.
Sit down. Sit down. All right. I normally don't break out a piece of paper, but you know, I'm going to try. I want everybody to know how humbled I am to stand here today. It was, you know, so almost 4 years ago that we had the groundbreaking, and you know, it was easy for me because there were bulldozers and backhoes and things I'm, you know, real comfortable with. But when I look at this building and I walk through it, it's overwhelming and it's emotional. I want to acknowledge my mom, my dad are here, and I promised my mother I wouldn't cry. However, Mark said he wants to see me shed a tear, so you never know what may come out. But in all sincerity, this would not have happened but for a number of people, and I wanted to make sure that I acknowledged those people. And, you know, sometime when you get caught up in the emotions and you get caught up in everything, sometimes you forget, and after you say, yeah, I forgot to mention somebody that was really important, so I had to break out the paper. My apologies. But one of the people that I have to thank is Harvey Holzberg. And for a lot of you who are here, knew Harvey, Harvey was really the catalyst for building this hospital. It was a small community hospital, and it was in real need of repair. And Harvey turned this into a university hospital, started a medical school, and put this hospital on the trajectory to where it needed to go and to where it is today, but for him. And I thank Harvey. You know, Harvey, I met him because I was asked by Esther Buck to attend a hospital ball that they had every year. And I went to it, and, you know, of course, I wanted to contribute and be part of the community. Governor DeFrancesco, as I know him as Donnie, he was there. We had our, you know, group of guys, and, you know, we started talking, and Harvey noticed that, you know, Jack knew how to make himself around the room. And so by the end, he said, I want to have lunch with you. I said, I don't do lunch. I said, we'll have dinner. So we had dinner, and before you know it, he said, I want you to join the board. And as my dear friend and Joey, who got involved as well, you know, we knew, Harvey knew one thing. He wanted to surround himself around people that he can count on. And so we knew we were just Harvey's henchmen that he knew he can count on a vote for. And we were loyal soldiers, you know. Whatever Harvey wanted to do, that's what we did. See, I was a good soldier, Mark. You got nothing to worry about.
I'm taking notes.
Take them. So, you know, I learned a lot. Harvey retired, and I started to really enjoy this place. And it became a part of my life. And I saw all the good that I was able to do. And we were building the children's hospital. And I said to my dear wife, I said, Sheryl, I want to get more involved. And she said, what do you know about running a hospital? What do you know about healthcare? I said, I'll learn, don't worry about it. And so, you know, as Jack does it, you know, I push my way into things probably where I shouldn't be. Governor DeFrancesco, Governor Christie, you guys know me. It's the way it goes. You get a little of Jack. Well, before you knew it, I was chairman of the board. And, you know, it wasn't long after somebody says to me, I want you to meet this guy, you know, Mark Burson. I said, who is Mark Burson? And Barry Ostrowski, I knew who Barry was, and, you know, this. So I meet these guys, and, you know, they put this pitch on me, so, you know, we should merge these two, you know, these two hospitals, healthcare systems. And I said, I'm not interested. Well, after you spend time, you know, Barry's the best salesman in the world. There was no way you could say no to Barry. So Barry and I negotiated for a little while, and, you know, we made a deal. And one of the things were the passion that he had for people and for healthcare, and I saw that. And I said, Barry, I said, you know what? If we could do something really special, not just build another hospital, not another wing, not another this, not that, but really something special, I'm interested. And he made a commitment to me, and I made a commitment to God. I said, you know what? We're going to do something special. So I have to, please, Barry, please, I know you're the most humble guy. Would you please stand up and take a round of applause? I love you. But for Barry, I wouldn't be standing here, and this healthcare system would not be where it is today. My passion for this healthcare system grows stronger every day. And you can't do it, you can't do what we did here today without an amazing team. I have board members that have become my friends beyond my partners. 2 healthcare systems coming together, 20 people, 10 you know, 10 you don't know. I walk in a room before you know it. We were all one. And I gotta thank each and every one of my board members for believing in me, for my passion, for putting up with me. But we do it because we are doing things that we know are helping people. And so, again, I want to say shout out to all my board members that give tirelessly to this healthcare system. Thank you very much. So, I don't know why, but, you know, they put me on this committee, and they say, you know, we're going to hire a new director at the Cancer Institute, and, you know, do you want to interview some of the candidates? So I say, of course I do. By the way, Mark will never allow that to happen again. He's too smart to let me get in there. Yeah. Take a note, I know. So I said, yeah, and they introduced me to a bunch of people and yada, yada. And I said, stop it asking me to meet all these people. When you find somebody real, let me know. So they said, we got this guy, Labudi, would you interview me? I go to the interview. I walk out. I said, that's the guy. So I said to him, he was interviewing me. I wasn't interviewing you. So I said, what would make you take the job? You know, this guy impressed me, and, you know, I was tired of seeing all these people that they... So I said... Well, no, you were really good. You know, impressive resume. So I said, what would make you take the job? He says, listen, build me a real, you know, cancer center, and he described it to me and all this stuff. I didn't know how much it was going to be. I mean, and I said, you got a deal. A deal's a deal. When I went back and I told Barry what it was going to cost, he fell off his chair. I said, Barry, I made a deal, and you made a deal with me, so a deal's a deal. So, you know, here we are. We honored our deal, and I feel good about that. But what's most important is that I knew that honoring the deal would be the biggest gift that we can give to the people in New Jersey. That's what was so important to me. And I knew personally, because myself and my family have been affected by this terrible, terrible disease. And when you are affected by it, you know, you got no place to go. Who wants to go to New York City or Pennsylvania? Most people can't go. They don't have the opportunity to go. And, you know, to be able to say that we have the best cancer care right here in New Jersey, man, that's something to be proud of. So it's not just a building. You know, everybody's, oh, it's a beautiful building. When you go in the building, it gives people hope. You know, they said, why is it a cancer center? They keep saying hospital. I said, I don't want to call it a hospital. It's a center. When you walk in there, you think you're walking into a hotel or a resort or an office building or someplace beautiful, not a place where you walk into and you may say, I don't have hope. You walk in there, you feel like you got hope and you're coming out alive. Well, I have to thank our partners at Rutgers, because without Rutgers, we wouldn't have the Cancer Center. We wouldn't have all of this. They've been amazing partners for me. I can go on and on. Brian Strom, I've been, you know, with so many, Dean Murtha, so many of you have been great partners and great friends to me. And there's so many great things we're going to do with this partnership. You've heard from so many speakers today. You're probably tired of hearing from speakers, but you know, it's all good stuff. It's what we're doing to take care of each and every one of us. But what's really important is, and Dr. Labudi said it best, we are attracting talent from all over the country to come here, and it will be the center. Somebody says one of 12 or 13 in the country. There's nothing bigger and better. I know. I traveled around. I went to see him. I walked over to, Barry and I went to the one over there. Can I say the name? I don't want to embarrass anybody. We went to, him and I get on the helicopter. We go over, we see this thing, Smilo, whatever the thing is. Right? They don't hold a candle to what we have. But no, I'm being serious. So, you know, we went over there. This is supposed to be, I said, Barry, show me the biggest and best. I want to see it. So we went over there. We see this. Now I understand. There's nothing like this in the United States of America. It's right here in Middlesex County, New Jersey. That makes me so proud, being right from Middlesex County, New Jersey, born right here in this hospital, Middlesex General Hospital. And, you know, it's a great, great moment, really, for all of you. People say congratulations. Not congratulations to me, congratulations to all of you, because this is your cancer center. I gotta really thank, because it wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for some of our elected officials, and I want to thank all the elected officials that are here today. But, you know, Governor Murphy, you said, you know, my friend, and I consider you, and, you know, my friend, and, you know, it's not easy because, you know, politics goes both ways, you know, you got both sides, and, you know, you're on it. But I could tell you, you've been a great friend and a great governor. Governor Christie, thank you for being here. Donnie, thank you for being here for me. It's important. My friendship to all of you. But, you know, I had to go cut a deal. And Jack likes to cut deals. But this guy behind me, Mayor Cahill, man, he cuts a tough deal. So, you know, the rumor is true. Barry and I were in that cafeteria, and we were looking at some locations where we would put this thing. And I said, Barry, it's got to go right here. And he looks, he goes, but that's a school. I said, anything could be done. It's just about money. So he said, all right, well, we got to go negotiate. Mayor Cahill, I got to take my hat off to you. You represented this city like no other. You got a new school. You got my property, which, by the way, I was happy to donate. And we took care of the people in New Brunswick. And what did we get? We got the best piece of land for this cancer center. Look how it's attached to the hospital. So the two of them can collaborate together and everybody can work how they need to work. I don't know what goes on every day inside of there. Mark doesn't want me to know. He keeps it a secret. But, you know, and I got to say thank you to Bill Arnold, Alan Lee, and all of you who work tirelessly, and all of the healthcare workers. I want to make a big shout out for all of you who work tirelessly. I hope you can hear me. If you can't, I see you got cameras over there. Make sure a big shout out to all my healthcare workers from the bottom of my heart. But, you know, there's so many people that I have to thank, and, you know, I can go on and on. But the one who I have to thank the most is the guy I got to deal with for the next God knows how many years, and that's Mark Manigan. So I got to thank him, you know. He wants to talk about a roast. We can roast each other and have some fun up here, but there's a bar over there, and he wants a drink. So I'll keep talking. Look, I got to say thank you, Barry, because you gave me somebody who I got to admit in the beginning I was a little afraid. You know, he was a little bigger than me, and I said, if I got to go out in the parking lot with this guy, I don't know if I could take him. So I had to start working out again. But we haven't ended up in the parking lot yet. But one thing we have is we've grown to love each other, and I think Mark sees my passion for this place and for giving back and for helping people. And I saw the passion he has, and I can tell you, he works tirelessly to make sure he goes to every hospital. He knows all of our tireless workers, that whether it's in the basement, they don't matter where they are, it's the housekeeping services, everybody. Mark wants to know him. He cares. We talk almost every day. And our conversations and his thoughts and how he wants to move forward is all about each and every one of you. I got to tell you, one of the most dedicated people, and I love him for it, and I consider him a great friend and a great partner. Thank you, Mark. It gives me great pleasure to know that my baby is in good hands, and I know it's in good hands with this team, because you work for this guy, you could do something wrong, you'll end up in the parking lot with him. And we bring the napkin, right, Mark? All right, well, I got to get the heck off this stage soon. They're going to throw me off of here. I want to acknowledge a couple other people, my daughters, both of them. Samantha, Gabrielle. You know, this is the hardest part. Mark may get his wish, I'll try not, but I gotta thank my amazing wife, Sheryl. My partner, my friend, she's allowed me to do all this. She puts up with me each and every day, and I don't know how, but she does, and I want to thank her publicly. You probably won't hear it much. Don't cry, because then Mark will get his wish. You can't give Mark his wish. But thank you, honey. Thank you for giving me the strength and my backbone to do all this. And I want you to know something. I will continue to fight each and every day that I'm alive for each and every one of you to make sure we get the best health care right here in New Jersey. God bless you, and God bless America.
Oh, good.
All right, that concludes the formal part of our program, and Jack has signed off on the menu and the bar, so it took him a couple of weeks. He kept saying, I got to get Sheryl's approval. So before we go inside, if everybody could just hold still for a second, I'm supposed to invite the press over here to get the ribbon cutting thing, and then you're all invited inside. Oh.
Where's the ribbon cutting?
He's walking over there.
I kind of think we're going there. You did great. Yep. I'm so happy for you. I'm going to triple
on ribbon duty. We're supposed to be behind this. Just go ahead and skip Jack.